Mortal Kombat's 25th anniversary was on the 8th of October, and I feel so guilty for not uploading anything on that day. So I've decided to get off my lazy ass and put together a list of the 10 best Mortal Kombat designs. Now trust me, this was an extremely tough list to put together. There are so many great designs over the years, and coming down to the last two was an absolute nightmare. Be sure to let me know your favorite Mortal Kombat design or designs from the previous games, and make your own list in the comments below. Disclaimer, do not expect to see any of the classic designs from MK1 to MK3, and if you like them that much, that's okay, you can let me know in the comments below. And it's not that I don't like those designs, I just try to take the nostalgia out of the picture and actually look at what really makes a greatest hits character design. Havik, the Cleric of Chaos, made his debut in Mortal Kombat Deception, and the fans really liked it. It's something about those skeleton type characters that just somehow make their appearance work every time. Even though Havik is not a full-on skeleton, what he's wearing makes him stand out against the rest of the Deception cast. It represents a mixture of armor and robes, which Mortal Kombat is known for, but done in a new and fresh way. It was like a breath of fresh air from the ninjas and sorcerers. The design overall is something that should be inspired by for future designs or not touched at all. I mean, the MKX comic didn't redesign him and he still looked great there. Havik represents chaos, so you're supposed to feel intimidated or unsettled when you see him. And tell me, if you saw this guy in real life, you know something isn't going right. Being killed off in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance and being absent from that game as well, he returned in Mortal Kombat Deception as an unlockable character, and you can definitely tell this isn't your typical Liu Kang you've seen before. The Midway team at the time really made sure they wanted to represent a transition from tranquility to insanity, and it worked. This was also NetherRealm or Midway's first time doing a Revenant design, and now that seems to be all of what the MKX roster is, with Kung Lao, Kitana, Jax, and others. The developers also added the chains into his design, and although you can't use them in gameplay, they really did animate well for its time. It didn't go through the body or the legs or anything like that, and I'm sure at the time that was pretty hard to prevent. Liu Kang's body was reanimated for the purpose of being a tool of destruction, and when looking at this design, it truly does represent what his role in the story is. Deception was the game that gave Mileena something that really didn't resemble any of her past designs. They gave her a ponytail, a different looking veil, and the main color being black. So from going to looking like every female ninja with a different color in the same game to looking like this, Midway did a really good job this time around. This design was iconic enough to inspire future designs in future MK games. Mileena's alternate MK 2011 was obviously inspired by her MK Deception design, and Kana Mileena in Mortal Kombat X was also inspired by it. But nothing beats the original. Mileena in black is just great, and if she ever returns in another MK game, which probably won't be MK11, I hope her primary is straight up her Deception design or resembles it, because in my opinion, that will be the best she will ever look. I know Kitana fans, no pun intended, were really happy with this design. What NetherRealm did here was leave the straight up assassin look and sexy look, which is what you saw in MK 2011, and went for a Japanese female badass. The hairstyle was a unique approach for the character, and it looked great on her. And the little details like the hairpins, the little bits of gold here and there, and the wooden armor just brightens up the entirety of MKX and its color. Other than that, I don't have much to say. I don't think I'm alone here. I think we can all agree that this deserves to be on the top 10 best Mortal Kombat designs. Personally, if you were to ask me, I prefer Cyber Smoke over Human Smoke, but this was a great thing to have if I wasn't getting either or. This is an absolute perfect representation of a being of smoke or a smoke demon. The mask is probably the best mask in all of Mortal Kombat, and the mixture of black and gray, while also adding little bits of red to his design, is done perfectly well. Since Smoke now has that Anenra story going on, which he learns that he is possessed by a smoke demon, and the Deception alternate clearly represents a smoke demon, I really hope NetherRealm goes to this design as a reference for his future design or appearance in MK11 if he ends up in that game. I personally don't think he will, but if he does, I really hope he looks like Deception alternate Smoke. It would be a sin for me to have the Deadly Alliance primary on this list and not have the alternate in the same list. Why? Because the alternate is straight up inspired by Christopher Lambert, and Christopher Lambert is a legend with his Raiden performance in the MK movie.
So you're going to win the tournament?
Yes, I am.
Show me how. Oh, don't tell me you're afraid of a simple beggar.
As for the primary, from the looks of it, the blue sort of has a green touch to it, and the black and gold blend well with the style it presents. The different type of hat was a great change, and the hood is something that I feel needs to become the standard for future Raiden designs. In my opinion, I think it makes Raiden look just as cool when his hair isn't out. A perfect blend of a ninja look and a mystical sorcerer is what you get with Mortal Kombat Deception Ermac. The ninja wraps around his head, covering all but his eyes, is what makes him represent how a ninja should look, and the vest is something a Mortal Kombat sorcerer would wear. To me, Ermac should always look like this, either straight up have this design or inspired it off the Deception design, and not go completely mummy looking. I'm looking at you, MKX Ermac. Deception Ermac was iconic enough to inspire both his primary and alternate costume in Mortal Kombat 2011, and they both were alright designs. I just feel like they needed more red, and the same goes with MKX Ermac. I don't think he'll be back for MK11, but if he does, I hope he has a design that resembles what he had in MK Deception. Being one of the many secret characters in Mortal Kombat 2011's take on Noob Saibot perfectly represents the vibe of being mysterious, badass, and intimidating. The Reaper hood always looks good on characters who represent death, and in Noob Saibot's case, it's no different. It's such a piece of art. At this point, we all know Noob Saibot is coming back in MK11, so I really hope he keeps the Reaper hood and the ninja vest while retaining that mysterious vibe and representing death and looking like a badass by doing both. I personally didn't mind Shinnok's primary in Mortal Kombat X, but I do think it looks a bit weird for him. It's probably his worst design, but when you take a look at his alternate, it just blows his primary out of the water. His crown is much better than the devil horns, and he has sleeves in which he looks better in them, and the glowing gems on his shoulders is such a cool part of his costume. Shinnok is a former Elder God, and judging from this look, it's a great fit and appropriate for who he is in the story. Not only that, but he's also the ruler of the Netherrealm, and his alternate design still works for that part of the character. So if this design can perfectly represent a former Elder God and a ruler of Hell, you're definitely doing something right. I mean, we all saw this coming, didn't we? Deception Sub-Zero is of course going to be on this list. Since everyone and their mothers have said why this is such an awesome design, I'm not going to say much for this. We all know why this is the best Sub-Zero design, and why this may as well be the best Mortal Kombat design of all time. However, that is up for debate. Let me know in the comments which Mortal Kombat design do you guys think is the best in the franchise. Again, if you have a list of your own, be sure to let others and I know. If you enjoyed today's list video, be sure to leave a like if you want to see more, and subscribe for more things Mortal Kombat. Anyways, my name is Rustpole Productions, and I'm out for now.